On June 21st, a coalition of public education stakeholders gathered at the state capitol to urge elected leaders take steps to develop a strategic plan for ensuring all students succeed. They announced their proposal for the creation of the Connecticut Achievement and Resource Equity in Schools, or CARES Commission.
We need a cost study to first understand what it really costs to educate children based on their needs. And then what are the programs that meet those needs and the costs of those programs. And we hope that the funding system can better define that through the cost study and then serve to implement funding allocation that's much more appropriate from how it's funded now.
We fundamentally need an independent, nonpartisan commission of experts not only in education but also taxation. Because if we don't have that, we're going to get the solutions that are taped together with scotch tape and string and band-aids.
We know from past experience that in order to adequately examine and address the disparities in wealth around our state, as well as disparities in student need, we need to consider a number of variables and have an understanding of how those variables put into a formula will drive funds where they are needed and make sure that every child has some state support for their educational experience.
If you look at a mid-sized district such as Middletown, a 1% change in funding can be used to hire or lay off, it depends on which way the money's going, 7 teachers, okay? Or it can be used to provide programming and resources. For example, the curriculum changes in science, they can develop a program and resources that will serve the K-5 for the entire district. That's just 1%.
From the superintendent's perspective, there are 2 messages we really want to drive home. One is that we do need a new funding system. We really hardly have a funding system right now. In fact, I think some people have identified 11 different funding systems for different kinds of schools in the state. But equally important, we're advocating for the appropriate process for developing that funding system.
First, the CARE Commission would provide ongoing analysis and recommendations to lawmakers and to the public regarding Connecticut's system of funding schools from pre-kindergarten through grade 12. Second, the CARES Commission would be responsible for issuing a strategic plan to the governor and to the General Assembly addressing the state's constitutional obligation to fund local schools from pre-K through high school.
So this is a long-term commission that would be nonpartisan, that would be able to say to the legislature, this is what we see. And hopefully over time its credibility will be built and that we could all use it as a great source of information on funding issues for our schools.